because I am on the program I'm first, but now I know why.
Why?
Because you were doing everything to tell them what I'm going to speak about. So thank you very much for this. She gave you all the statistics. She gives you all the facts. And now I would like you to open your hearts and listen to a personal story. So let's start where it starts with personal introduction. My name is Hesham Diab. I live in Cairo. I run family business in Cairo and in Dubai. Our family business is quite old, since 1981. We are in the oil and gas business. This is an oil and gas conference, right? Am I in the right place? So this was my work, my passion. This is where that was life. Then 7-8 years ago, I got into coaching. I'm now certified with 3 schools. I'm doing my doctorate degree with Liverpool on the impact of coaching on employee empowerment. And we have a dedicated coaching company working with the Egyptian government, with the presidential affairs, with also a number of families in Dubai. This is briefly who I am. I'm married. I have 2 children, well, 26 and 21. And at the spirit of interdependence, and many of you would say, what's interdependence? What does this mean? But I'm here really walking the talk. This is Steve Jeffs, my friend. He's also my colleague at the University of Liverpool. He's one of the thought leaders of the area. And we work a lot together. Like today, for example, we worked on this presentation together. This is why his face is showing up there. I'm sure a number of you, ladies and gentlemen, will recognize this gentleman, a brilliant mind, and he was defining me. I was doing exactly this for a number of years, and this is why I'm here today. I want to share with you, this is the first intention for today, is I want to share with you my story, if you are with me. And I have been exactly this person, insane. Keep repeating what I know best, and always expect a different result. They obviously never happen, as you can imagine. The second intention for me today is for you, for each one of you. Coaches, entrepreneurs, you are going to walk out of this room with one tool by itself. If you promise yourself you are going to use it every day from today for 21 days, it is going to change your life. It's proven. It's proven. So this will be the closing of my presentation. Let's start with the story. And in order to help you relate with the story, I like to put it on this model, which we use in strength coaching. The model has 4 corners, as you can see. Usually when we explain the model, we start with the left-hand side corner. Each corner of these, just for you to relate in your head, is referring to a state of mind that we approach our daily life. Where I was for many years, and that's why I want to start with this, is where I serve me. I am independent. As an entrepreneur, I have got to be independent. I cannot depend on anybody. I cannot trust anybody. I do it best. I know it best. And if I'm going to give it to you, and then you learn it and come back to me, and then you waste my life teaching you how to do it, and then coaching you how to do it, I better do it myself. Okay? I was always successful. I was actually feeling good all the time. I was winning. I have introduced stuff in our business. We have the highest, we are an engineering company for the oil and gas industry. We have the highest per head profit in our industry. And I was the boss, regardless of how many people are falling along the way. But I was very good at that. It was always my way or the highway. Okay? Which was working for me. And my only problem, my only issue, is that actually I cannot trust anybody. It was quite lonely. To tell you the truth, it was always lonely. Always. Wherever I am, how many people around me, how successful I am, I was lonely. Okay? And I started to get tired. So very frequently, I go to my doctor, I have terrible cold, and have a meeting in the evening. Nobody can go. Give me whatever I need to attend there in the evening, at whatever cost. Then I like for you to consider the next corner, dependence. And dependence has a very interesting story in my life. Dependence is the space where I expect others to serve me. So I'm waiting for others to do it for me. As you can see, this is a gas bottle. This is a very personal story. I was married 27 years ago. And after 18 days of marriage, I was sitting in the company. At that time, if you recall, we didn't have mobile phones and stuff like this. We only had a proper phone, landline, and then it's transferred, and you have the guy who's doing the transfer on the switchboard. So I received the call. It's my wife. Hi, honey, how are you? All well? Yes, all well. What's wrong? The gas bottle, we don't have gas. The gas bottle finished. And then I was like, excuse me? So I put myself together and tried to be as nice as possible, and this is what came up. And please, ladies in the room, do not kill me, okay? So there was this bride, 18 days in her marriage, and I was on the phone telling her, okay, now I'm going to tell you two things I want for you to remember by heart, because I'm going to say them once. Number one thing, you never call me back in the company unless you have an emergency. Otherwise, simply I will not take your call anymore. Number two, and we were lucky because we had this wireless sets at home. So I want you to take the wireless set and to move towards the door of our home. And when you are there, I want you to hold the knob of the door. And she did. I told her, okay, you see what you're holding? She said, yes, it's the door. Great. I want you to know that whatever behind this door is none of my responsibility, it's yours. And whatever after this door is my responsibility, I will look after it for you. Okay? So, this, as you can imagine, was the start of another transformation in my life at home. At home, I was always dependent. I go there, I get fed, I sleep, everything is in place, and I'm enjoying all of these services. And gradually, one day after the other, it turned into a hotel. So I was living there, actually.
What is your wife's name?
I made up this hair. We're coming to this. Okay, so the third corner is codependence. Codependence is I give you one thing and you give me back one thing. I'm going to scratch your back and you are going to scratch my back in return. Okay? And this is, as defined in many corporates, as best as teamwork can get. What are you expecting? We are doing stuff for each other. The only trick here is it is conditional. I will only serve you if you are going to serve me. Otherwise, I cannot do it. Okay? As you can imagine, I was very busy. Now another very personal story in my life. So no kids in the room, okay? Let's do it. This young boy was visiting Madame Tussauds for the first time in London. His father was paying for him, and he was having a photo with Charlie's Angels. And the father was not there, because the father wanted peace of mind to have the time to work. And he doesn't want the children nuisance around them. So he would pay for the trip, the hotel, Madame Tussauds, the photo, but he's not there. So this is a very good definition of codependent relation. I'm giving him what he needs, and he giving me my peace of mind, what I need. Okay? The only issue with this for me, what didn't work for me, is this young girl. She was asking her mother one day, or her mother actually, as a matter of fact, was asking her one day, she was asking her, Farah, my daughter name is Farah. Farah, why is daddy? She said, because he's married to you. Okay, Farah, so if I married another guy, he will be daddy? Of course. What are you talking about? Daddy is, he's married to you, that's why he's daddy. Okay, this was interesting. We laughed at that time. It was an interesting story. It did not allow me enough to see what was really happening. Later you will see how Farah changed my life. Okay. Now, what do you coaches in the room or entrepreneurs see in common with these three quarters? Exactly. Very smart. It's all about me. The whole universe is revolving around me. This is how it is. I'm not telling you that it was bad. I was actually enjoying it. It's very nice. So if I can do it myself, I will do it, independence. If I can do it, and you think you're able to do it for me. Let's see. And then, if it's really something I have to do, then let's transact. I will give you this, you give me that, and everybody is happy. Okay? Gradually, I was getting aware to what Gottman defined. Dr. Gottman defined this attitude as toxic horsemen of relationships. And this toxicity is bound to end the relationship. Okay? So I was actually creating a toxic culture. This is what I was doing all the time. With great success, without any failure. This toxic culture came to my attention the first time when my daughter was training in our company in the summer. She was 18, and at the end of the summer, they are doing the exit or the end of training interview, and they were asking her, okay, would you like, when you graduate, to work for our company? She said, I would never work in this place. I would never, ever work in this place. So what I was doing, I was creating a culture which my family would never join. Right? This is what I was doing. And this is what I remembered. This is my office at home. And we keep receiving stuff like this. You know, like this box lying there by the lamp. And we never open it. It's just lying there. And then probably when we received a fire alarm in our life, like my daughter was saying, you're creating a culture which I would never work for. Then I remembered that I had several times been through, across, given the present of coaching, and it has been always lying there. It wasn't until I changed, as Samira taught us in the morning, changed the way I see stuff. I decided to change the way I see stuff. And this led me to change the way I feel. And then this led me to do stuff differently. And consequently, I get different results. It all starts with the way we choose to see. Seeing is a choice. Then I was able to see that it wasn't about the desk. It was actually about the present. And this is when the time when I decided to open the present and see what's inside. And it was my transformational journey of coaching. And this is when I started getting introduced to the fourth corner of this model, interdependence, that I would serve us, me included. So I'm serving me as well. So that we can serve others and ripple the blessing we have in our communities, with our families, with people we love, and with mankind. So this is the fourth corner. As you can see, it's skillfully put. It is on the other side of toxicity, and this is where we would feel at our best. What happened? What happens at this corner? At this corner, I replace judgment by curiosity. I replace, I know everything, that it's okay that I don't know everything. I replace overruling others by listening, voicing others. Maybe they have something to tell me. Maybe they have a gift for me. I let go of my control in favor of what can possibly co-evolve together. At this space, I am living. The other two spaces, I'm watching life as it happens. In very, very simple terms. And because of this, I'm grateful today to share with you that, remember this guy? And his sister would never, never work for this culture. They are the same people who are leading in Dubai this year for one of our clients, corporate clients, a workshop that is running over 1 year. I'm sure you, people in the room, heart to heart, people with children or responsible about staff would have exactly the shivers I felt when this was happening. So this was only possible because I decided to change the way I see stuff only. Now, it's time for me to give you what I promised. Your present for today. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. To get this present, there is only one condition. I want each one of you, please, to think who is your Farah, who is your Yusuf, my son, who is your, my father died away without me once have the chance to give him what I'm going to give you today. So who is the person in your life that's always adding value, that had given you something that changed your life? Who is this person? Just get him in your mind. You don't need to do anything. Just be ready. If there are 10 people, that's even better. Everybody has somebody clear in the head? Good. This is your box, and it includes what we call in coaching business language ICU acknowledgement. In the ICU acknowledgement, it's very simple, very simple. I am noticing, and then I mention very specific quality, and the way it's showing up to me, and the impact of this either on me or people around us. And this said, I'm going to model on myself, if you allow me. Okay, so is Fuad around? Fuad, would you stand up, please, Fuad? So I would like to acknowledge Fuad because he introduced me to this event. Fuad, I acknowledge you for being present always for me, for helping me to prepare my presentation, for feeding me with data, and make it possible for me to appear in the most beneficial way to serve the attendees.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just because before you go for it, can you share with us all, how did you feel as I was acknowledging you?
I mean, you're standing there on the stage. I'm with the crowd here. And I didn't push you for that. And you voluntarily said it. I felt a boost of energy. Not in the space of fame, but in the space of recognition. And like if you are here in this forum, I'm here, I felt I'm here with you at the same level.
Thank you very much. Can you press the mic please to the young lady next to you? No, young lady next to you. What's your name, please? Lamia. Can you please share with us how you felt when I was acknowledging Fuad and Fuad was speaking?
Yeah, I can see that you were very grateful to him. And
How did I want your feeling? How did you feel? Just connect inside and tell me how did you feel?
about you.
About what's happening.
I can see the connection between you and him, and how you are communicating the knowledge, and there is.
I want your personal feelings. You see how difficult it is to communicate our feelings? It's very normal, my dear. It's very normal. Just connect inside and say, when these two gentlemen were talking, I felt away, distant, I felt part of it, I felt impacted. How did it feel to you?
No, I really feel that there is a strong connection between, and there is appreciation, and there is a relation between you and him. And
So as you can see, this is a life example of the application of this. When you acknowledge somebody, you feel good. Your feeling good is very simple translation of the serotonin level in your brain is getting higher. And the person receiving the acknowledgement for sure is feeling the same. What's miraculous really is the people who are watching the act of acknowledgement, just by watching the act of acknowledgement, they feel good. Okay? Can we have another example? Would you like to?
We have 1 minute to go.
Okay, it will be 1 minute. Don't worry. It will be 1 minute. I want to model on you. Okay, would that be okay? So Samira is a coach, so I'm going to go a little bit sharper. Now we are going to do 2 different scenarios, and you tell me how they feel. I will start with the devil scenario, just for you to know. Samira, you have beautiful eyes. I love them. How do you make you feel?
I get that a lot.
You see? Another one of those. Okay? Samira, you have very sharp eyes. Behind them, there is a businesswoman who can change the world.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Feels good.
You see?
It empowers.
This is the difference between I see acknowledgement and praising somebody, being nice. Okay, yeah, of course. Thank you for helping me. Now, because we ran out of time, this can change your life and will change the life of people around you. Only this. Promise yourself you are going to do it for 21 days, at least once a day. And then, if it doesn't work, communicate with me. Now, what we cover today is who are the presenters, insanity defined, and you're present, and then the model who spoke about independence, the boss, the crazy boss, how lonely he was, dependence, the gas bottle, I'm sure you all remember this, which led to bed and breakfast, codependence, and it was all about me, which led to creating a toxic. Then when I started seeing differently, I saw interdependence. I saw the magic of being, and the same people in my life joined me in creating more success. As I'm leaving you with your present, I see your acknowledgement. Please try it. Please email me. For people who do not do emails, this is my WhatsApp number. Please WhatsApp me. Ask questions. Get curious. Share your experience. And for God's sake, if you're going to take one thing of today, do not wait for 45 years to be an entrepreneur. You can be an entrepreneur today. Thank you very much.